Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl, Stevie Aisha Mills, back with another episode of the Conversation with Stevie. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Can you believe it? We are well into this year, guys. We're into the second month. I'm so excited. I am so excited about 2018. We call this Impact 18. And as you know, I help women transform from being a hidden figure to a household name. And I love showcasing women who are definitely becoming household names. Like, they're really on this fast track. And this woman I met, and honey, we have become sisters, not even friends. This is my sister. And she is dynamic, y'all. And when I read you her bio, y'all going to see why. And then when you hear her, y'all really going to know why. So, Tiffaney Williams, the CEO of Exclusive Solutions Credit Consulting Firm Incorporated, has been building business credit for companies for over a decade. Her extensive financial background in economics and accounting has driven her to be passionate about changing lives in the business world. The company incorporates and develops business entities with proper development structures catered to their respective fields. Numerous clients have gained a solid financial future under the employer identification number, which we know is the EIN, with no personal guarantee. Understanding the long-term and short-term goals of a company is the key to creating a solid blueprint that complements the path they desire to be on. In the company, she teaches you how to maintain and sustain positive business credit, budget, and organize all credit systems to maintain a positive account and learn how to read your business reports. The world of business credit is virtually unlimited. Wow. Yes. Many find money they never knew was even available to them, and hundreds of clients have testified to the company's 95%. Y'all hear that? 95%. You better get it. Success ratio. Tiffaney is experienced and produces results. Hello, Tiffaney. How are you?
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Some places. Good night. Some places. I am so amazing and so grateful to even be on your show, my love. As you said, we are sisters, and I am so excited.
Yes, ma'am. Listen. Oh, my gosh. So what you do is incredible, right? We talked a lot about what you do. I really want to get into the why. Like, have you always been the number cruncher, or did you go through something where you're like, I can't figure these numbers out, you had to learn? Which one was it? Because you are the bomb at that.
Well, thank you so much. I was not a numbers girl, sis. I grew up with dyslexia, but my mom would not let me use that as an excuse. It wasn't until high school that I really got involved with the accounting side and that piquing my interest. I wound up having an internship at EDS, Electronic Data System in Detroit, Michigan. And the young lady that was over my intern kind of put me under her wing. And she was the executive accountant there. So it piqued my interest because, you know, when you're in high school, you're looking at how a person shows up, their wardrobe, what they're driving. I mean, you look at all of that. So when I looked at everyone around the office, she always stood out to me. She was a young lady. She was always fashionable. She had the brand new Mercedes-Benz. I'll never forget it. And she said, you know what, I'm going to teach you what I know. And what I know, if you take it and run with it, you will be there. And I took that and rolled with it, sis.
Wow. A couple of things stood out to me when you were saying that. The first one is she stood out. Everybody, y'all know that I always talk about people standing out. Your blessing is to stand out. You have to be the it factor. That is indeed. So I'm glad that you shared that part. Another part that stood out to me was when somebody gives you their value, you know, when you take it and run with it, you can do amazing things. And I know, like, Tiffaney can show you, like, letters from major corporations and banks. That is not something, banks don't just write you something like some fluff. I am so big on authentic receipts and results, and I know that Tiffaney has it. So, guys, definitely listen to what she has to say. And, Tiffany, I'm going to let you just run for a few more moments and just, talk about what you think the biggest mistakes are that people who are in business make when it comes to setting themselves up to be successful to get this business credit.
Well, I think the biggest mistake that entrepreneurs make is utilizing their personal assets and personal income to fund the business. So when you first start out, it seems like it's so hard. It seems like it's so much that you have to do and that you need to do. But they don't focus on the core. They don't focus on the incorporating side. The majority of new entrepreneurs start out 63% as sole proprietors DBA. And to me, I'm really, really big on making sure that you are incorporated properly for longevity. If you make it 5 years in business, you are not in the statistic of closing your business. If you are in the first 5 years, you are deemed to fail and deemed to close statistically. So for me, it's about teaching people how to start out with a strong spine in the business. And that's incorporating properly, knowing the difference between that sole proprietor, that DBA, that LLC, that LLP, that corporation, that S Corp, that C Corp, knowing the difference and knowing where you should be as far as incorporating status based on what product and service or what business you're adhering to. So that's extremely important to me. And then a lot of people get in business and they don't maintain and sustain the record. They'll incorporate as an LLC, but then forget to pay the annual fees, and then they're inactive or in bad standing. Your company is your report card. You cannot establish business credit unless you are incorporated properly. So in that, I like to repair, restore, rebuild, and educate, and teach them how to maintain and sustain from the beginning so that we don't have so much to repair as the longevity of the company because of the inaccurate way of incorporating, if that makes sense.
Yes, indeed. And it makes total sense. And it's funny because as you were saying, the different, S Corp and all LLC, it's funny because now I know those things, but maybe before 2009 when I started business, I would have been like, what in the world? What is what is this alphabet soup that she's talking about? And so what I want to do is to have you just give like a real basic explanation of what these are. Of course, guys, if you want to reach out to Tiffany, which I think you should to get more in-depth, but I want to just clear it up for you, like, did you say ABC? Did you say DEF? What in the world? So I want to give a little basic explanation so people could be clear of what these are so they'll know if they need to reach out to you and what stage in their business they need to reach out to you.
Okay, well, the stage of your business, my target audience is new businesses as well as existing companies that make under $300,000. Normally, if you make over $300,000, you are properly incorporated. In the event that you would still like to add more business credit, because some businesses that make $300,000 still don't have company credit. So those will be good referrals for myself. I want to start out by saying, as a business owner, the tax break that we have now, it went from 35% to 21 to 23%, unless you make over $400,000 a year. So with the new tax reform, business owners are now between 21 and 23%. Now, tell me that's not awesome. Let's start out with that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We now have a new friendly IRS that writes the rules, and the wealthy are the ones that understand them. So 5% of the country is financially free, and that 5% do not want to share their secrets because you become competition to the 5%er. So the goal is to spend whatever it takes to be the most secure and spend whatever it takes to stay that way. So when it comes to a sole proprietorship, that is the first entity. I want you to know that the owners are completely liable for debts and lawsuits. The tax rates will be higher than any other entity, and the business terminates when the owner dies. So you have nothing to give to your heirs. You have no stabilization to properly let the company operate and run in the event that you pass away and give that to your children or give that to your spouse. You don't have that opportunity with the sole proprietorship. Also, the sole proprietorship, it has the highest. The IRS can tax you the highest possible tax rate allowed under the tax code. So when you do a sole proprietor DBA, that is you doing business as the company under your social. So it does not carry any weight because it does not have its own social, which is considered the EIN. The EIN number is your company's Social Security number. That is the only number that you will give to anybody when building credit to keep your personal separate from your business. When it comes to the corporate entities for taxation and asset protection, that is where you get involved with the S Corp, C Corps, and corporations, okay? So for the C Corp entity, it's taxed all by itself, and it's on an island alone. The taxes are, again, 21 to 23%, and it has no attachment to an LLC, S Corp, or LLP, or personal income. So when I talk about personal income, you guys, personal income is the income from your investment firm. As you know, we call our job, our 9 to 5, our investment firm. So it has no affiliation or attachment to your personal income. It is great for companies that are rising and bringing in stacks of cash with large amounts of income. So a C Corp is great for that consultant, for that coach, for that author, for that speaker. The C Corp is excellent for because you don't have assets that you are investing in with large liabilities. Okay? So now you guys, when it comes to the earned income rate, you know, on your investment firm, you can be taxed 50% as an individual, but it's determined by your tax bracket and the state that you're in. So you always want to, I'm telling you now, the new business, the working middle American person will not reap the benefits as they would if they were a working middle America person with a business. Because when you have a business, your income and your losses can flow through the income that is created through your investment firm. So let me give you an example, you guys. You make $100,000 a year. You pay 35% taxes, so that's about $35,000. But when you have a business, and say your business had $100K in expenses, at the end of the year, if you file with a K-1 filing done, the IRS will show that you did not make any money. So all the money that was taken out for your taxes, that $35,000 for the year, potentially you can get that back. Tell me that ain't magical.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Go ahead, sis.
No, I'm finished. I just say I love it. I want to hear the rest of what you have to say.
Okay. So when it comes to the LLP and LLCs, they're similar to a corporation, C Corp and S Corp. An LLC can take an F election. The expenses or profit on that LLC will flow through your personal income. Again, when I say personal income, that is your investment firm income. Okay, that's taxed income. So every LLC and LLP with an F election or an S Corp, you can have 10 of them, and all the expenses and profits can flow through your personal income. So, for example, of write-offs, fishing, dinner, business meetings, all of those are tax write-offs. Business meetings are 100% tax deductible, you guys. If it's for fun, it's called meals and entertainment, so that's 50%. So when it comes to an S Corp, LLC, and LLP, they all have flow-through taxation Whatever you make or lose goes through the personal income. You add an F election for only an LLC and LLP. So I have some amazing information for you. If you didn't have a corporation, an entity created by December 31st of 2017, it's still not too late. Because if you operated and engaged or attempted to do business, therefore you can write off the expenses, you have to have documentation. So we have to know if you've been engaging and attempting for 3 months, 6 months, engaging and attempting to make a profit, you are then a business, which is write-off. That does not mean that you are incorporated. That is considered the sole proprietor, DBA side, but you still have potential to write off some things to keep some of your income during tax time. So that's the benefit of having that S Corp, that LLP, and LLC, is you have the opportunity to write off everything versus a sole proprietor DBA does not. You got any questions for me before I go to the next entity?
No, I'm loving this because I think it's amazing, and everybody, we all are on the come up. I sent Tiffany I was like, I got this. She was like, you need to do this. I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, I will. I ordered the book. We had a conversation, all this stuff, because this is serious. In 2018, we gotta show up like the phenomenal people we are, and so this money stuff is very important. The finances of your business, setting it up the right way so that you can live the life that you desire to live. And I'm like, 2018 is a powerful year. Everybody's been hearing me talk. I'll be 40 in a couple of months. So I'm like, I'm real serious about getting this done. What do I need to do? How much do I need to pay? Where do I need to sign up? And so I really wanted you to continue because this education is amazing. And before we leave, we're going to talk about how to work with you, how to get the book, all that great stuff, because people need to. In my opinion, everybody needs to who calls themselves entrepreneur, business owner, whatever designation you desire to call yourself. But this is the real deal, nuts and bolts of what needs to happen. So please go ahead, sister.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, and I thank you so much. I do have a statistic for you guys just so you can visually see how the changes have been over the years. So here's a statistic. Just to pay all federal, state, and local taxes for the year in 1996, taxpayers in the average American household had to work from January 1st through May 7th to pay those. That is insane. Now, that came from Robert Kiyosaki's book, Choose to Be Rich, and it's on pages 2 through 35. You can only imagine where we are today at being in 2018. It's double that. So the majority of the people are working just to pay taxes. And the IRS code, Section 162A, it gives the business deductions there that shall be allowed as a deduction all the ordinary and necessary expenses paid or incurred during the taxable year is carrying on any trade of business. So it's not about always what you know, it's about who you know that knows what you don't know. So in that, I have 10 years as an accountant, and I have just as long history as incorporating businesses, building business credit, and the credit repair industry in itself. I've taken asset protection courses all over the United States, from Nevada to California. I've worked with some of the best attorneys in California and also Nevada. So for me, it's about educating to empower and improve. Of course, to me, I have, in my clients and my students that I coach, my program is Bentley Service. So in that, I am not accessible to the average person. I am not accessible to the person that does not want to invest in their life to create wealth. So I do have quite a few different opportunities, as she stated, as far as the book is concerned when building credit. as well as some coaching and some business credit programs. So in that, if you have any questions for me as we go on from anything that I said, feel free to ask me so that we can make sure we're clear, because sometimes I'll get extremely technical, and I want to make sure that they understand what is being given, because the information will save them so much money. So please feel free to chime in and ask me any questions that are needed.
Okay, great. So a question that, most people will have about this is how, like, a struggling business owner who wants to do better. Because a lot of people, I know I started my business off on some, I just jumped into the business because I knew I hated my job and I had to do, so I didn't do I kind of, bootstrap. I bootstrapped some stuff together. And so when you're bootstrapping, you're not doing everything right. So how easy or hard is it to come back from that? Because we might not have set the business up right. We might not have done this. How easy or hard is it to say, okay, I'm ready to do it legit now?
In the event that you do not have it structured properly, you can always close that business out and start 100% fresh, okay? So in the event you do have it and it has the history, it has a little bit of credit, but it's still not right, then we can go in and tweak that. We would just have to do an assessment. I would always ask for the articles of incorporation, the business license, the EIN number information, and make sure that you have a company bank account. Once I review those documents, I'll be able to see if you're in good standing. I'll be able to see where you are in the company as far as the structure being correctly incorporated. I'll be able to see all of that from there. I'll be able to pull my computer up and see if you owe any annual fees, if you haven't paid any taxes. I can see those things to be able to determine whether or not if you need to start over from scratch or if we can restore that in a decent amount of time to get you back on course.
And that's why I was like, yes, look at this. And she told exactly, like, you need to do this, and you need to do this where, and this is great information. This is not something that the average person knows. And the one thing I love about you, Tiffaney, is that you break it down. I told you that. I was like, because I'm very creative brain. So when people start talking about money and all these things, I know how to make money. I've done that, but I don't know how to necessarily where it needs to go. And some people talk over your head, right? And you didn't. I felt like you really understood where I was coming from, and you spoke the language I needed to hear. And so as we talk to people inside the new year, ladies and gentlemen, I think that not only should you utilize the services that Tiffaney has, but your other colleagues, because the one thing I know for sure is that when we are on this journey of success, we don't want to do it alone. We don't, but we will. They say it gets lonely at the top, but not for people who are aligned. And so as we begin to wrap up our time together, what I want to make sure that you do, Tiffaney, is to leave any lasting words. I tend to ask guests this question, and it is, Stevie, we cannot leave today without saying this. And I want to know what that is that you need to say, and I also want to have you give your contact information as well.
Well, I believe you cannot leave without knowing that a life without an agenda has no structure. A business without an agenda has no structure. So your daily operation in self is how your daily operation in your business will be. So if you have a lot of chaos, if you have a lot of disconnect, if you have a lot of disorganization and dysfunction, then that is going to grow in your business. That is going to be the seed that you plant in your business. I believe that meditation is a necessity. I believe that being in the right circles are a necessity. I believe in positivity and motivation daily because we go through enough as entrepreneurs or even jobpreneurs. So with that being said, create the oasis in your life and that same oasis will be created in your business.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yes. And I believe in being magnetically attractive, so that goes in alignment of what you just said, because when you are in meditation, when you are in centering, when you are in peace, you're doing the things that will make you magnetically attractive to the right people, because you're sending out vibrations to attract those people and repel the wrong ones. So, yes, that's amazing. And please tell us how we can get whatever you have. Please tell us how we can get that so we can stay in contact with you, because Tiffany and I already have declared and committed, guys. We are going on this journey together. We're doing some work together. We're collaborating together. And because people need what we have. I can tell you all day how to get featured on the media, how to build a brand, all that great stuff. But you need to know what to do with that money bag once you, like Tiffany says, and I love this, rob the bank. So, yes, we are committed to this. So definitely tell them everything about how they could get your products, services, whatever you desire to tell them.
Okay, well, you can go to my website, which is www.5050catered, CREDIT, system, SYSTEM.com. You can order my book, which is the Bible to Business Credit. You can get a signed copy, and with that, I have a promotion where you can add the strategy session, financial strategy session, a short session, inclusive with the book, where I can give you direction of where you need to go and how you need to get there. You can also purchase any of the 3 business credit packages that I offer. And once you do the purchase, they come with bonuses that we do not discuss. So depending on what package you have, will determine what bonuses you will obtain. You can also schedule a consultation, a brief consultation through the site. That is how you can get in contact with me, you guys.
Awesome. And say the website one more time for them.
It is 50kcreditsystem.com. And that's 50.
Yes, because we're about to get this 50 style, y'all. Y'all hear 50. That's right, 50. So y'all know that number. Remember that number, because that's a magical number. 5 is the number of grace, and she has truly magnified it to 10x, right? Don't let me start preaching on that. That's a number right there. That's a number. So you guys go to that website, get all of her amazingness, stay connected to her. She is dynamic. She is just a heart of gold, beautiful woman, inside and out, who I'm excited about having in my circle now. And thank you, Tiffany, for all that you do and all that you are. We are excited to have you today on the Conversation with Stevie, and it is going to be a dynamic journey. Again, everybody, my name is Stevie Aisha Mills. I am excited about being the host of the Conversation with Stevie. And if you have not checked out the television show, what in the world are y'all doing? Y'all better get up on that Wednesday at 6 p.m. bit.ly, the Just Stevie Show. Again, bit.ly, the Just Stevie Show, because we make a TV magic around these parts. I love y'all.
Yeah.
Make it a great day. Do not have a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you, and yes, you too, honey, have the power to do so. We'll see you the next time on the Conversation with Stevie.